Good morning, everybody. I hope I don't look like a mess. I'm not really one that fixes up. If you don't know me, I'm just Stephanie. I know over the years the Lord has shown me in many ways that I'm a prophetess for the nations and have these prophetic intercession gifts and things similar to that, evangelistic gifts, like one of those slap them in the face evangelists. I'm a sound the alarmist. I'm a sound the alarmist, a watchman on the wall, a gap stander, intercessor. I come out of witchcraft. I spent a lot of my life in it. Before I get into the message, of course, I want to just give you a little background. I did promise some testimony. I don't want to get too detailed in the first video. I just want to give, because it's easy to get exhausted from listening to someone after so long. So I don't want it to be longer than, like, I don't know, 7, 8, no more than 10 minutes at best, so that I can keep from overloading, because there is a lot of horrible stuff to my testimony. There's a few good things. Most people have a hard time listening because I don't have anything really good to share about my life. It's all very dark, very negative. I was like the unwanted child. My mom was very neglectful. They did not know what to do with me. They didn't want to take care of me. I was just annoying. I was a very small, very well, they called it emotional, overly sensitive or whatever. But the truth is, I was sensitive in the spirit, and I was picking up on everything, and I was neglected, abused, ignored. By the time I was 4, I was being molested by my uncle, who had stayed with us, and was the tickler, And then by 6, there was an older boy in the neighborhood that was about 14, and he forced my brother and I think I was about 6 years old. My brother was like 7, almost 8. He's like a little over a year older than me. And into these incest things in the woods. He'd go find his dad's porn stash and stuff and like force us to like imitate stuff. And so that went on for a couple years, and I was getting more and more confused. I was extremely abused. There was a lot of occult stuff in our family. There's crystal ball readers and mediums, and I mean from way back. So it's not like some new age spiritual losers that heard a little bit about it and think they know everything and get like a Satan tattoo or something, and maybe had a couple psychic readings and all of a sudden think that they have gifts like medium, and they're a medium, and they're this and they're that, and they're an empath, and oh, shut up. This runs deep in our family bloodline, sadly. And the funny thing is, they started out, let me just give you a little background that I found out since we moved to Pennsylvania, because the Lord had me really studying our family roots. I'm going to have to lay down. It hurts for me to sit up a lot. I do have a lot of spinal issues, so I'm sorry if it's frustrating for me to be moving around with the camera. Bear with me. I know what the spine issues are from. We'll explain that in another video. There is a demon that I used to think that I had control of because I was confused. I thought I had spirit guides and all that. If you want to look up Casadega, Florida, Casadagga, you will see where I spent a lot of my late 20s and early 30s. I was very much an occultist. I was a satanic worshiper. I did perform witchcraft on a daily basis. I did get my husband out. I hurt people with it. I had demons that I thought were my spirit guides and friends and pets. I was a witch to the fullest extent. Beyond. I was so angry and so wounded. And by the time I was 13, my brother, even when the boy had stopped forcing us to do things, continued strange incest acts, and I finally put a stop to it because I knew it was wrong the whole time. And after that, he got very angry and started calling me a slut and all of this, and disregarding me. And up until that point, he had been my closest friend, other than Angelique. My mom and dad got divorced at 13, when I was about 13, and fought over who did not want me. I ended up, my mother got stuck with me, so my dad picked up and moved. He was a drill sergeant in the Army, medic in the Navy. And after that, they gave all of them cable jobs. They were installing the first ever cable vision and towers for cable and stuff, and we got the first Showtime and Cinemax and HBO, MTV, you name it. We got it the first day it came out. I remember the very first video on MTV. I was roughly 5 or 6. Video killed the radio star. And then Lucky Star. All about the stars. I wonder if they're talking about the stars in the heavens that the Lord is. Or are they talking about the satanic star? Okay, so they knew what they were doing. That's why other generations called it the evil box. Or the idiot box. No, the evil box, the oldest generations, when they first started bringing TVs into homes as a luxury item. Black and white TVs or whatever it was. The big weird looking ones with the wooden casing and all that. Or if it was, of course it was always radio, and that was where the real stars were, where the real talent was. And I have relatives that were on my granddaddy's side that were radio announcers and personalities way back then, before TV. It was amazing. I learned that my dad was also eventually a pretty big deal on ham radio. So we have a lot of radio speakers in our family. We have a lot of speakers. We have a lot of people that speak. And I notice there's a lot of musically inclined people. And the enemy always wants to take hold of those gifts and flip them, right? And take them for himself to use for his purposes. And he did that with me. My mom, after the divorce, was so mad she got stuck with me that she took all the money she had been hoarding all those years, all that money my dad made at Cablevision. Big money, because he was the lead man out there in the field. He was the lead field man. He was the one who built all those 250-foot towers and stuff out there in the Everglades. Practically stepping on alligators every time he stepped out of his truck. And I remember I went to school one day. This was after the divorce. Everything was so bad. I was so lonely. And my grandparents had thought everything was kind of smoothed out for a while, so they went on one of their trips. They were traveling around the world, going to the places that my granddaddy had been stationed throughout their lives so they could explore the countryside, because they